We welcome now Scott Burns, co-founder of 7 Days for the Troops. Scott, good to see you. Been a few months since we were up in Tupelo for the big event you had up there.
It has been a few months, and we're still trying to work hard to help our veterans.
Yeah, I know that's what you do. You had Secretary of War Pete Hegseth into Tupelo, right, to be with your group.
We did for the Southern Salute to the Troops dinner, and as you and I were talking off air, like how do you, like our next year's event, how do you top that as your inaugural event?
As high as it goes, certainly in the military. So tell the folks again, share your story, Scott, how you got involved in this and why you're so passionate about our veterans, our troops, and what you're doing with this tower.
Well, I'm a Marine Corps veteran, did 4 years, 91 to 95. I got injured while I was in, had multiple surgeries on that injury, ended up having a leg amputated. But when I was sitting at home, 19 years ago and beating myself up because I really wanted to still be in the military and couldn't be in the military, I saw a story about these kids that were raising money to buy calling cards to send overseas. And I thought instead of sitting at home complaining because I couldn't be in the military, I could do something to help those that were. And so I built a tower out of scaffolding in the parking lot of the mall at Barnes Crossing in Tupelo and decided, I'm going to help these kids raise money. Mm-hmm. And that one-time event now is turned into 19 years later. We've raised right at $750,000, and we've given 100% of that away to help veterans by teaming up with organizations that already have programs in place. Our big collaboration right now is we formed a chapter in Mississippi for Purple Heart Homes, and what they do is they renovate houses, anything from wheelchair ramps to building tiny homes for veterans, and then we still have our mission of helping pay utility bills and other emergency funding needs for veterans.
Yeah, it's awesome. So you yourself are an amputee.
Correct.
Right? Tell us that story.
Well, I got injured training, ended up having 22 surgeries on my ankle, and got tired of taking pain pills. And so I had the left leg amputated right at 15 years ago, and did really well with that one, but I wore the right one out, had an ankle replacement done about 3 years ago that ended up getting infected, and so I had to have it amputated. But I tell people the Marine in me didn't like the fact that I wasn't uniformed, so I just went and had the other one cut off so that I would match.
Yeah.
But instead of just sitting at home and dwelling in my self-pity of what I can't do, and complaining about how the government's messed up and things like that when it comes to helping our veterans, I figured I would do a small part of what I could to help raise money to help fill those gaps.
I got you. So what are you hearing from our troops and our veterans? What do they need right now?
Well, it's weird that it's so hard to get medical care through the VA system.
I hear that a lot.
You've got to jump through 25 hoops to get, as an amputee. It's, there's a certain point as an amputee that you need new prosthetics because they don't fit or there's something wrong. Well, I just went through the process where it took me 6 months to get a new prosthetic leg. Well, the problem with that is it's just in prosthetics. If you've got a issue with a prosthetic that is not fitting right and you continually to wear it and you continue to do your daily stuff and don't just sit at home and become fat and lazy, then it does more damage to other parts because you're using something that's not working right.
I got you.
And so I think our VA, a lot of veterans that I talk to feel like we would be better served if the VA hospital went away and we were allowed to go see our doctors in our own town, just basically like an insurance program. And I had the opportunity to meet with the Secretary of the VA in D.C. not 4 or 5 months ago, and he's kind of that same mindset as let's streamline the process and not make it so hard for veterans to get the care that they want. Because I'm going to be the one that sits here and says, I believe we have so many veteran suicides, not because our veterans are just mentally unstable, but they're in so much pain, they're hurting, and they get told so many times that the easy way out at that moment is to just give up. And so I think the system is broken, and I really do think that we could do something better than what we've got right now.
Well, weren't some changes made in President Trump's first administration to allow more access to private care?
There is, but the red tape that goes with that is I can have a doctor that tells me that I need to go see, a doctor about my back. And it literally takes about 6 months to get that approved.
Yeah.
A urologist. Something that, if you're having a problem, they say, hey, you can go see a urologist in Tupelo. Well, by the time you get the approval, it's 3-4 months down the road. And
we got to fix that.
It's got to be fixed. You got 3 or 4 different people that's got to approve it, and then they got to schedule you an appointment, and it's the way the system is working. It's frustrating, and people give up because it's just too hard to get an appointment.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, I'll go to the VA, but even at the VA hospital, it takes a couple of months to get in there. And then, like for me, I live in North Mississippi. I got to drive to Memphis to go to the VA. And so an hour and a half drive to go for an appointment that usually takes about 6 minutes. It doesn't make sense, and it's getting worse, not better. The community care program is great, except for the wait list and the time that it takes to get in to see a doctor, not because the doctors won't see you, but the red tape to get it done.
Okay. Well, have you been able to meet with our congressional delegation, our senators about this?
I have. Because one of the part of the system that is broken is I got injured before 9/11. Like, I got injured in 91. And there's a lot of programs out there for veterans that got hurt after 9/11 in the VA system. But a veteran, and like our Vietnam veterans and myself, the same injury that I have does not qualify me because I got hurt before 9/11, but because I got hurt after 9/11. And I talked to Trent Kelly's office and Senator Wicker's office, and they're like, you've got to be misreading something. And I actually had it in writing where it stated, this is the guidelines if you got hurt before 9/11, this is the guidelines if you got hurt after that. Same injury, different qualifications.
Well, we'll see if we can get this interview to them and their staff, perhaps.
I've had an open door to Senator Wicker's office, not because I'm such a great guy, but I'm neighbors with Senator Wicker.
Okay.
I live 2 houses down, and so I'll approach him and I'll say, hey, is it okay if I contact your office? And this is why I'm contacting him. And he's got an open door policy when it comes to helping veterans, but there's only so much that he can do by himself. But I believe that saying, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. And so I'm going to keep fighting. I may never see the change to benefit myself, but if I can help a veteran down the road, then that's what I'm shooting for.
Sure. What about any events you have coming up?
Well, tomorrow we are kicking off the 7 Days for the Troops event at the Outlets in Pearl, where I'm going to go on top of a tower and I'm going to camp out for 168 hours without coming down. And our goal is to raise right at $10,000 to help as many families over the holiday season as we can.
Okay.
Last year we were able to help over 20 kids, provide Christmas for them, like a full Christmas, all their Christmas toys and everything they needed. This year we want to do 40. But also on Veterans Day from 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock, thanks to Outback Steakhouse, we are going to be feeding veterans at the foot of my tower. They're at the Commons area, by the food court area at the outlets. We're going to have entertainment out there all week. Matter of fact, we're kicking off tomorrow morning with a car show and a motorcycle escort in. But for the next 7 days, my mission is to just remind people that there's veterans out there that need help, and with the economy the way it is, every dollar matters.
And you're talking about the Outlets in Pearl.
The Outlets in Pearl.
Mississippi. Yeah, and that's my good friend Steve Grantham.
Yes, Steve
Outback.
Grantham.
Yeah.
He has been more than generous about helping us. Well, I know we're going to be able to feed at least 200 veterans, but I have a feeling if more show up, Steve is going to help us out.
I've known him for a long time, since college. He's a great friend and supporter, as you know, of our military.
And I want to encourage people, I'm going to make it easy. If somebody wants to say, hey, I want to donate to what you're doing, I want more information, give me a call, send me a text to 662-401-3349. I will answer those texts. I'll send you a link how to donate. And we also have a really cool raffle going on, so if you want to know more about the raffle, just text the word raffle, and I'll send you that information too.
Scott Burns, thanks for coming in, man.
Hey, thanks for having me. Always love coming in.
Co-founder, 7 Days for the Troops.